माननीय सभासदों, माननीय सभापति जी,
Honorable members, I refer with profound sorrow to the passing away of Sri Puttappa Patil, a former member of this House, on the 16th of March 2020 at the age of 98 years. Born in 1922 at Haveri town in Dharwad district of the erstwhile state of Bombay, present-day Karnataka, Sri Puttappa Patil was educated at the Karnataka College, Dharwad Raja Lakham Gowda Law College, Belgaum, and the University of California at Los Angeles, USA. A journalist, Sri Patil served as the editor of daily Viswavani and a weekly magazine, Prapancha, both published in Kannada from Hubli. He also served as the president of the Karnataka Vidyavardhaka Sangh, Dharwad, a literary and cultural institution, and the All Karnataka Primary Teachers Association. He also served in various capacities with Karnataka University and Mysore University. Sri Patil took a keen interest in youth and student welfare and library movements. He strived for the upliftment of backward classes and weaker sections of the society and made sincere efforts towards the city improvement. Sri Patil penned more than 50 books and also is the recipient of several awards including Karnataka Rajyotsava Award, TSR Award, Nadoza Award and Rupatunga Award. Sri Puttappa Patil represented the erstwhile state of Mysore in this house consecutively for 2 terms from April 1962 to April 1968 and again from April 1968 to April 1974. In the passing away of Sri Puttappa Patil, the country has lost a veteran journalist, an author, an able parliamentarian and a strong voice of Karnataka. We deeply mourn the passing away of Sri Puttappa Patil. I request members to raise in their places and observe silence as a mark of respect to the memory of departed. The Secretary General will convey to the members of the bereaved family our sense of profound sorrow and deep sympathy. Please, no masks are allowed inside the house. Please go and remove. All the members, please. You are all senior members and you know the rules, regulations of about the conduct of the house. Please, please, please. Otherwise, you know what I will do.
Everyone to practice social distancing, Parliament is continuing to function. We should be setting an example to the rest of the country and preventing. We meet people from everywhere across the country, and we are probably most at risk. Within Parliament, the House of Elders, with extremely senior people, are also at risk. So I would urge the government to set aside other issues and focus on whether Parliament can be postponed. Our session can be adjourned and postponed to later, so that we can actually go ahead and.
Then let him put the.
So it's a question of.
You made your point. No?
The virus doesn't know
I allowed you,
MPs, the virus doesn't care where
Rajivji,
MPs.
I have allowed you.
Yeah.
I can't simply respond to you on my own behalf. After all, it is the decision of the government and then the House.
So through you, we appeal to the
No,
government.
you have made an appeal. If you go beyond your appeal, then I have to repeal the appeal. Anand Sharma.
Sir, 1 minute. Thank you, sir. Sir, I share that concern. In the meantime, what we have just noticed today, we saw in the bulletin, and the temperature checking is being done at the boom barrier. As a result, there's a huge traffic jam. There are 3-4 people in every vehicle, and there are half a kilometer long queues there. It took me 15 minutes to cross the boom barrier. It should be done at the entry gate. It does not make any
I
elementary
take
sense.
note of your point.
And also, what the Honorable Member has said, I fully associate. We are telling the entire country for social distancing, and if we do not
Take.
do it here,
ठीक.
it does not make.
Right. What is Naqvi ji?
अभी
I am not
ऑनरेबल
allowing a general discussion. Just
ऑनरेबल आनंद जी ने जो कहा, आज 130 करोड़ हिंदुस्तान के लोगों में एक जुनून भी है, जज्बा भी है कि इस वायरस से लड़ना है। अगर हम इस सदन के अंदर बैठ करके हमारा मिजाज जो है इसमें लड़ने का इस जुनून और जज्बा नहीं दिखेगा और हम उसमें पैनिक करेंगे तो निश्चित तौर से वो देश के हित में नहीं है। ये लड़ाई जो है वो कोई पॉलिटिकल लड़ाई नहीं है। ये humanitarian लड़ाई है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र
धर्मेंद्र प्रधान, you made your point, Naqvi ji, please.
महोदय, मैं आपकी अनुमति से आज की कार्यसूची
Don't add anything without my permission.
महोदय,
You first remove your mask and then speak.
मैं आपकी अनुमति से आज की कार्यसूची के क्रमांक संख्या 1 पर मेरे नाम से उल्लेखित दस्तावेज राज्यसभा के पटल पर रखता हूं।
Sri Hardeep Singh Puri.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to lay the papers listed against my name at serial number 2 in today's revised list of business.
Sri Krishnapal.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं आपकी अनुमति से आज की कार्यसूची में क्रम संख्या 3 पर अपने नाम के समक्ष सूचीबद्ध दस्तावेजों को सदन के पटल पर रखता
Sri
हूं।
G. Kishan Reddy.
Honorable Chairman, sir, with your kind permission, I raise to lay on the table of the House the paper listed against my name at serial number 4 in today's revised list of business.
Sri Nityanand Roy.
महोदय, आपकी अनुमति से मैं आज की संशोधित कार्यावली में क्रम संख्या 5 पर मेरे नाम के सम्मुख उल्लेखित दस्तावेज सभापटल पर रखता हूँ।
Message from Lok Sabha Secretary General. Report.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha sitting held on the 17th of March 2020 passed the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020. I lay a copy of the bill on the table.
Report of the Committee on Empowerment of Women, Srimati Sampatiya Uke.
माननीय महोदय जी, मैं आज की कार्यसूची में अपने नाम के सम्मुख यथा सूचीबद्ध उच्चतर शिक्षा का अनुसंधान एवं विकास, महिलाओं के लिए संभावनाएं विषय के संबंध में 16वां प्रतिवेदन 16वीं लोकसभा के बारे में की गई कार्यवाही पर महिलाओं को शक्तियां प्रदान करने संबंधी समिति 2019-20 के तीसरे प्रतिवेदन 17वीं लोकसभा के हिंदी और अंग्रेजी संस्करण की एक प्रति सभा पटल पर रखती हूँ।
Sri reports of the Committee on Public Accounts, Sri P. Bhattacharya.
Sir, I rise to lay the Hindi and English version of the following reports of the Public Accounts Committee 2019 and 20 as listed against my name in today's list of business. 1. 12th report of the Management of Funds, Minister of Coal, and number 2, 13th report on the doubtful recovery of the outstanding dues because of the failure of the forestry of the duty Bangalore International Airport Limited, Bangalore BIAL, Ministry of Civil Aviation.
Reports of the Committee on Welfare of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes, Srimati Vansukh Siyam.
Sir, I rise to lay on the table a copy in English and Hindi of the first report of the Committee of the Welfare of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes 2019-2020 on action taken on the 25th report 16 Lok Sabha on the subject monitoring of the Scheduled Caste sub-plan SCSP by the Ministry of Social Justice and its implementation for the development and welfare of the Scheduled Caste. Thank you, sir.
Statement by Minister Sri Hardeep Singh Puri.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to make a statement regarding seeking exemption from framing of two rules under ERA Act 2008, namely ARAP performance standards relating to quality, continuity, and reliability of services for major airports, rules and airports Economic Regulatory Authority Appellate Tribunal, Groups A and B post-recruitment rules. Sir, the statement is laid on the table.
Announcement by the Chair. I have to inform members that a letter has been received from Sri Dharmapuri Srinivas, member stating that due to ill health, he is unable to attend the sittings of the current 251 session from 2nd March 2020 till the remaining part of the current 250 session. He has therefore requested for grant of leave of absence from 2nd March 2020 to 3rd April 2020 during the current 251st session of the Rajya Sabha. Does he have the permission of the House for remaining absent from 2nd March to 3rd April 2020? The permission to remain absent is granted. I also inform the members that another letter has been received from Dr. Narendra Jadhav, member, stating that he is unable to attend the sitting of the current session of Rajya Sabha on health grounds. He has therefore requested for grant of leave of absence from 16th March to 3rd April of the current session of Rajya Sabha. Does he have the permission of the House for remaining absent from 16th March to 3rd April of 2020 of the current session of Rajya Sabha? This permission to remain absent is granted. So members, I have already made an appeal. Members who are all wearing masks, please go out and remove it. Otherwise, it's difficult to conduct the House. And then people start doing other things also. And, you have Mr. Chidambaram, please.
I appreciate your statement that, as far as possible, members should not wear a mask inside the House. But this is a matter which should be left to the judgment of individual member, whether he feels vulnerable or not so vulnerable. I think if you impose a standard and say nobody should wear a mask, I think that's not fair. My request is let the House continue. There are 3 or 4 members who feel vulnerable enough to wear a mask. Let them wear the mask as long as they lay here, as they sit here. But I think it's unfair to ask a member to leave the House just because he's wearing a mask. This is my respectful submission.
I want all these things to go on record. That's all. We are sitting a precedent. I have no problem personally. If members feel vulnerable, as Chidambaram ji has said, and then make their own preventive arrangements outside, normally outside people have been advised and some people are feeling that they are vulnerable, they are wearing it. There is no restriction on that. As far as this and praise, no, you can't speak. You are a very senior member, knowledgeable person. Rajya Sabha, please, बीच में कोई बोलना नहीं, ये तो record में जाएगा नहीं. We have sanitized the entire parliamentary complex, just for information. Second, these hand sanitizers have been kept at various places. Third, time to time, all the necessary arrangements also will be made. If, in addition to this, if members have any suggestions, they can convey to the Secretariat or they can convey to the Chairman about the need to take some more steps as far as the sanitation and the the required measures are concerned. I leave it to the members. Then the 0-hour notices. Sri Muhammad Nadimul Haq.
Sir, in this time of grave global crisis, every Indian across the world is looking to us for their safety. Indians in Europe are under grave health threat. Indians in many Asian countries are also in danger. We must take care. We cannot let them down. Sir, for one example, I will give you that in recent weeks, due to the rapid spread of COVID-19, Saudi Arabia has imposed travel ban on to and fro flights from India. They have also suspended entry for Umrah pilgrimage. While these are proactive measures in a time of crisis, the government must consider the case of hundreds of Indians left stranded in the country. Many of them are being exploited by private tour operators who are quoting exorbitant rates to bring them back despite the official ban. From West Bengal, sir, I give you one example. There are 40 people stranded in a hotel in Jeddah for the last 11 days who traveled there. Sir, 3 points I will make is the government must immediately take stock of each and every private operator.
Right, you made your point.
Sir, the airlines,
gone on
sir,
record.
airports and airlines
Sri
should
Muhammad
inform
Ali Khan,
them so they are not stuck
Sri
in
Muhammad
the
Ali Khan. Muhammad Ali Khan.
Yes, sir.
आपने notice दिया?
हाँ, sir.
Please, no, once you, if you don't follow what I am saying, then I am sorry you will not get an opportunity. This will not go on record. Sri Muhammad Ali Khan.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया चेयरमैन साहब। ये जो वायरस का जो हालात सारे दुनिया के अंदर हालात थे, मैं अपनी सरकार और अपनी पार्टी की जानिब से आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि आंध्र प्रदेश और तेलंगाना से जो 150 लोग मलेशिया के ऊपर रुके हुए थे, हमने रात में देखा मुतालिका वज़ीर साहबा ने उनको हिंदुस्तान लाने के लिए उन तुलबा को फौरी जो है इंडियन एयरलाइंस का इंतज़ाम किया। मैं अपनी पार्टी और अपने रियासत की जानिब से, आंध्र और तेलंगाना की जानिब से मैं आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं और साथ ही साथ ये उम्मीद रखता हूं इस आफादी समाधि के टाइम पे सारी दुनिया के साथ जो हालात है उस हालात को मुकाबला करने के लिए हम तमाम मुत्तहदा रहेंगे और इस मर्ज़ को मुकाबला करके हम इस मर्ज़ के मुकाबले से इसको दूर करने की कोशिश करेंगे। जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद जी। श्री श्वेत मलिक।
सर, मैं आभारी हूं कि आपने मुझे समय दिया। एक बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण विषय है कि आज किडनी फेलियर एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है इस देश की और 2 लाख लोग सर किडनी फेलियर के साथ मृत्यु को प्राप्त हो रहे हैं हर महीने। इसका मतलब हो गया कि 24 लाख लोग स्वर्गवास हो जाते हैं किडनी फेलियर से पर ईयर, हाँ, 1 साल में। और सर मेरा इसमें ये जो मांग है आपके माध्यम से सरकार से कि करप्शन के ऊपर ज़ीरो टॉलरेंस रखते हुए और ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेशन के ऊपर ज़ीरो टॉलरेंस रखते हुए हमें ये जो प्रोसीजर है वो बड़ा इस टाइम कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है कि पेशेंट्स वेट करते रहते हैं किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट करने की और वो मृत्यु को चले जाते हैं और प्रोसीजर क्योंकि क्लोज ब्लड रिलेशंस जो हैं वो डोनेट कर सकते हैं। सर मेरा ये कहना था कि ये इसलिए किया गया कि करप्शन ना हो, ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेशन ना हो, तो इसमें हम मौसा को ले सकते हैं, मामा को ले सकते हैं, इसमें हम कजन ब्रदर्स को ले सकते हैं, इसमें हम फूफा को ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो करप्शन में नहीं आएंगे। वो बाई बर्थ जो रिलेशंस है, बाई बर्थ जो रिलेशंस है, मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा चेयरमैन सर के माध्यम से कि इनको भी हम एडिशन कर सकते हैं जहां करप्शन के जो चांसेस है वो बिल्कुल निग्लिजिबल है। पर साथ ही ये भी कहूंगा कि करप्शन और ह्यूमन राइट वायलेशन पे नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज और ये 24 लाख लोगों की चिंता करनी पड़ेगी। ये स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जी को मैं आपके माध्यम से रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं।
इसके बारे में सुझाव होना चाहिए ना। जनरल सपोज इफ यू मेक इट वेरी सिंपल and you know the trade going on, there was a trade going on specific
यही दिया कि फूफा अब ब्लड, सर सुझाव यही दिया विद ऑनर कि अभी तक तो ब्लड रिलेशंस हैं, फूफा, मामा, मौसा, कजन ब्रदर जो बाई बर्थ के रिलेशंस हैं, जो जन्म के साथ सर संबंध बन जाते हैं उनको भी अलाउ कर देना चाहिए कि जो जन्म के संबंध है। तो वो ये मेरा सर सुझाव है इसमें।
थैंक यू। श्री प्लीज एसोसिएट वाले नाम भेजना। श्रीमती विजिला सत्यनाथ।
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Through you, I wanted to raise the vexed issue of salary being included in the gross income of OBCs working in public sector undertakings and those employed in central and state governments for determining the creamy layer. As our Honorable former Chief Minister, my great leader, mentor, tallest leader of India, Dr. Purachit Talavi Amma. She was hailed as Samuga Needhi Katha Veeranganai. That is, she was a champion of social justice. Yes, she implemented the 69% reservation for OBCs and placed this in the 9th schedule of the Constitution. So that I wanted to put on record. 1993 Office Memorandum of DOPT lays down that salaries will not be included in gross income. Now there is a discrimination and injustice to the children of OBCs employed in PSUs, as salaries of their parents were included to determine the creamy layer, while steering clear of the salaries in case of the state government and central government employees. The Kerala former DGP's son got into the UPSC, cleared the UPSC and got through the 27% reservation. But a clerk in the bank, his son was not able to get the reservation because he comes under the creamy layer. Under the chairmanship of our Shri Ganesh Singh, the members of the Parliamentary Committee on Welfare of OBCs discussed in detail and recommended that there should be a uniform policy of leaving out salary from gross income should be followed for all OBCs. More than 95, there is a case also. More than 95 successful UPSC candidates, including IAS, are left out, who are categorized as creamy layer. So 4-member expert committee has been formed by the government under the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry. Our minister is here, under the chairmanship of Shri B.P. Sharma, who has suggested that for redefining and simplifying the concept of creamy layer, has given the report that salary should be included in the gross income of all categories of OBC. And I first present to you that a great injustice will happen to OBCs, pleading that the center to hear the cry of OBCs and kindly, now they have increased the level of the creamy layer limit to what, 12?
Right. Okay, Vijay. Over, your time is over, ma. Please, if anybody want to associate, they have to send their name. I am ready to include it. ऐसा खड़े होकर ऐसी बोलना है तो श्री डॉक्टर बंदा प्रकाश विजला जी, you have already crossed your time.
Thank you, Chairman.
Ministry is there, they will take note.
The opportunity.
They are supposed to take notes.
Speaking on the orphans, sir.
No, what is happening?
Sir, the India had an estimation of 2.57 crores orphans children.
There is another member also.
Age of 0-17 years as on 2017, sir. This is a growing problem with an average of 5,760 children being orphanaged worldwide each day. Though a significant number of the orphanage children are being adopted, the number of children joining in the ranks of orphans is far greater than this. Sir, though a number of institutions have came forward to address the issue of orphans, most of their activities are based on the only charity-central approach and hardly do anything to way advocating their rights or empowering them in the social sense. The issue of their entitlement is left untouched, and they are relegated to the status of mere beneficiaries rather than partners in development, sir. As on today, more than 17 bills in the Parliament, that is introduced by the private bills introduced by the so many members of the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, sir. Our great personality like Sushma Swaraj also introduced a bill on orphans in 2007, sir. Now, at present, 4 bills are pending in the Parliament on the rights of the orphans, sir. Sir, only orphans are covered under the Juvenile Justice Act 2015, sir. This is only addressing the cause of 0 to 17 age children also. After 17 years, what is the facilities we are giving for the orphans? That is not clear, sir. Therefore, we demand for Supreme Court also in the 2015 given a direction, the government of India also accepted that they make a national policy for the orphans of this country, sir. Therefore, I request, Honorable, through you, sir, the government should make a policy on orphans, sir.
Second speaker is there.
Sir,
Please conclude.
One second. Sir, already that is accepted by the government before the Supreme Court. I request the government should accept like this, sir. We have made a separate act for disabled children and transgenders also, sir. I request the government to make a policy for orphan children also, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right. Sri Prasanna Acharya.
Yes, program, and not only the government should be worried about this, the entire society should be worried about this. Crores and crores are urban destitute, are loitering on the street of India. So my suggestion to the government is, sir, first the government should come out with a law to define who is an orphan. So far as I know, there is no specific law to define who is an orphan.
Right.
And secondly, the government should constitute a special statutory authority for welfare of orphans to take care of the orphans in the country.
Right.
So with these two proposals, I request the government to take immediate action.
Rangarajan, you want to add you want to associate?
No, I have my sir.
Sri Kanakameda Ravindra Kumar.
Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity to raise an important issue. With regard to the reducing of the price of petrol and etc. In December 2019, the price of crude oil per barrel was $65. In February 2020, it was $59. Now the international prices crude oil barrel has reduced to $32. There may be light variations according to the basket to which the crude oil belongs to, but it is around $32 per barrel. Thus, it can be seen the price crude oil has been reduced to half. So the petrol and diesel price are determined in India as per the international prices of crude oil. As I said earlier, the prices of the crude oil has been fallen drastically. The benefits of the reduction of international crude oil price has to be passed to the consumer. But everybody, despite the shock of the government, has taken a diametrical opposite decision. Sir, the government issued a notification under subsection 2 of section 38 of Centralized Excise Act 1944. According to this notification, the sought increase of the special additional excise duty from 8 per litre to 10 per litre. The diesel has been increased 4 rupees from 2 rupees. These notifications were issued by the Ministry of Finance on 13/3/2020. The notification issued by the Ministry of Finance was laid on this table before on 16/3/2020. If the benefits of this reduction of the crude oil price are passed on to ultimate consumers, they will reap the benefits. The entire sector will realize the benefits. The common people are entitled to reap the benefits of the reduction of international prices, and common people, they will give enormous support to the common people and boost to economic. People who are already suffering due to economic slowdown are worried about the government's decision not to pass on the benefits occurring due to drastic reduction of the international crude oil price. The government, instead of allowing the consumers to reap the benefits in a big way, it reduced the price of petrol and diesel by few price. It is not fair on the part of the government to deny the benefits of the reduction of international crude oil to the consumers, the entire benefits by increasing central excise rate.
Right.
It is right to time to rescind the notification and the Ministry of Finance to fix the price on petrol, diesel according to the reducing the international crude oil prices.
Srimati Kahakashan Parven.
Associate sir.
Srimati Kahakashan Parven.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सभापति महोदय। मैं बहुत ही गंभीर मुद्दे को सदन में रखना चाहती हूँ। किसी भी समाज में का निर्माण वहाँ के स्वास्थ्य और शिक्षा पर निर्भर करता है। जब हम स्वस्थ होंगे तभी हमारा समाज भी स्वस्थ होगा। लेकिन आज भी रोगियों की संख्या बढ़ती जा रही है और भारत सरकार ने रोगियों की बढ़ती संख्या को देखते हुए एम्स में जो दबाव पड़ रहे थे इलाज के लिए, उसको देखते हुए पटना में, मध्य प्रदेश में, उड़ीसा में, छत्तीसगढ़ में, उत्तराखंड में जो एम्स खोला है, लेकिन उसमें जो संकाय सदस्य हैं वो जितना उनको स्वीकृति दी गई थी उसके अनुरूप नहीं है और गैर संकाय सदस्य भी नहीं हैं। इतना ज़्यादा पटना से, बिहार से जो लोग इलाज के लिए आते हैं एम्स में, वो लंबी लाइन लगी रहती है और उनका इलाज सही से हो नहीं पाता है और उन्हें अपने घर किराए में भी लेना पड़ता है। वो लोग अपनी जगह ज़मीन भी बेच देते हैं और लेकिन फिर भी इलाज नहीं हो पाता है और कहीं ना कहीं वो ज़िंदगी के आखिरी अंत तक वो यहाँ लड़ते रहते हैं। पटना में जो एम्स खोला गया है महोदय, उसमें सही व्यवस्था नहीं रहने के कारण लोग जो है दिल्ली एम्स में आकर के अपना इलाज कराते हैं। और परिवार एवं कल्याण जो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी है उन्होंने अपनी रिपोर्ट 2018 में जो पेश की थी उसमें बहुत सारी कमियों को उन्होंने उजागर किया था और उसकी व्यवस्था को सुदृढ़ करने के लिए कहा गया था, लेकिन अभी तक वहाँ की व्यवस्था सुदृढ़ नहीं हो पाई है। मैं आपके माध्यम से अनुरोध करना चाहती हूँ कि वहाँ जो कमियाँ हैं उस कमियों को पूरा किया जाए ताकि एम्स जो दिल्ली में है उसमें ज़्यादा दबाव नहीं पड़े, बल्कि लोग जो हैं वो पटना एम्स में ही अपना इलाज करा पाएँ। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
धन्यवाद जी। श्री रवि प्रकाश वर्मा।
धन्यवाद सर। सर, संविधान के प्रति सम्मान और समर्पण का भाव राष्ट्रीयता की पहचान है। सर, सरकारी मशीनरी से निष्पक्षता एवं संवैधानिक प्रतिबद्धताओं की अपेक्षाएं की जाती हैं, परंतु अब उनकी कार्यक्षमता तथा विश्वसनीयता लगातार गिर रही है। चूँकि संवैधानिक प्रतिबद्धताओं की बजाय पूरी नौकरशाही जातिगत एवं धार्मिक प्रतिबद्धताओं में बढ़ चुकी है। इसकी प्रतिक्रिया समाज में प्रतिबिंबित होने लगी है। सामान्यतया शांत से रहने वाले तथा मिलजुल कर रहने वाले लोग भी अधिकारियों की दुर्भावनाओं तथा पक्षपात का शिकार हुए हैं और मन में आक्रोश पैदा करके रह रहे हैं। विशेष तौर पर पुलिस एवं सामान्य प्रशासन की निष्पक्षता प्रभावित हुई है। वहीं दूसरी तरफ प्रशासन को विशेष अधिकारों एवं कानूनों की आवश्यकता पड़ने लगी है। जनता की सुनवाई करके उसका विश्वास जीतने की परंपरा अब चलन के बाहर हो गई है तथा खुला पक्षपात तथा समाज का विभाजन एवं अन्याय बढ़ने लगा है। इन कारणों से लोगों की तरह सरकार की उत्पादकता लगातार गिर रही है और देश का नुकसान हो रहा है। सरकार से आग्रह है कि विशेष संज्ञान लेकर सरकारी कर्मचारियों की संवैधानिक प्रतिबद्धता सुनिश्चित कराएं। यह राष्ट्रहित में है। धन्यवाद।
जी.सी. चंद्रशेखर, कन्नड़ा।
So thank you, sir. Sir, I am requesting for the inclusion of Kannada language as classical language into UNESCO's books of records. Since this is a issue, state issue, I will speak in Kannada, sir. ಸರ್, ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೀಯ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪುರಸ್ಕೃತಗೊಂಡಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋದ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಭಾಷೆಯ ದಾಖಲಾತಿ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸಿರುವುದು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಾದ ಹಂಪಿ, ಪಟ್ಟದಕಲ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಘಟ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋದ ವಿಶ್ವ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಈ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಸೊಗಡಿನ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಜನರ ಜೀವನಾಡಿ, ಭಾವೈಕ್ಯತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಪ್ರತೀಕ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ಮನತಣಿಸುವ ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ. ಸರ್, ಅಲೆಕ್ಸಾಂಡರ್ ಕಾಲದ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ತಪೂರ್ವ 4ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸರಿಕನ್ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ದೊರೆತ ಪುರಾತನ ಗ್ರಂಥದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ 2ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಗ್ರೀಕ್ ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿದ್ದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಭಾಷೆ ಎಂದು ಗೋಚರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಸರ್, ಜ್ಞಾನಪೀಠ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಅತಿ ಉನ್ನತ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ. ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ 8 ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಬಂದಿವೆ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಲು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ವಿನೋಬಾ ಭಾವೆಯವರು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಲಿಪಿಯನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವದ ಲಿಪಿಗಳ ರಾಣಿ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿರುವುದು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠತೆಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವಮಾನವ ಸಂದೇಶ ಸಾರಿದ ಕುವೆಂಪು, ಸಮಾನತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾರಿದ ಶರಣರು, ದಾಸರ ಕೀರ್ತನೆಗಳು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮುಕುಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆರುಗು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದಿಕವಿ ಪಂಪ ತನ್ನ ಕಾವ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಮರುಹುಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗಬೇಕೆಂದು ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾನೆ: ಚಾಗದ ಭೋಗದಕ್ಕರದ ಗೇಯದ ಗುಟ್ಟಿಯ ಲಂಪಿ ನಿಂಪು ಗಾಳ್ಗರವಾದ ಮಾನಸರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಪುಟ್ಟಲೆ ಸಾಗಿಯ ಮೇನು ತೀರ್ಧಪುದೆ ತೀರದೊಡಂ ಮರಿದುಂಬಿಯಾಗಿ ಮೇಣ್ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯಾಗಿ ಪುಟ್ಟುವುದು ನಂದನದೋಳ್ ಬನವಾಸಿ ದೇಶದೋಳ್. Sir, it means the great poet Pampa in the country says he wanted to reborn in Karnataka as a human being in same Karnataka. So at least it is not possible to born as a human being in Karnataka. At least I like to born as a nightingale or butterfly. So this shows, sir, this is how old is our Kannada language is. So already state government is sent the proposal to the central government. It is pending still here. So that's what I am requesting to you through the government. Kindly consider and do the needful. Thank you very much, sir.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಜಿ. ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಪಿನ್ ಬೋರಾ.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my issue, it is a concern to all of us. In view of the worldwide outbreak of coronavirus, the government of India has taken series of precautionary measures, and three main precautionary measures are, that is frequent washing of hands by soap, then use of sanitizer, and also use of masks. But taking advantage of this, sir, now what happened in the entire country, not to speak of only in metropolitan cities, even in the remote areas also, there is acute scarcity of soap and acute scarcity of masks and sanitizers, and some unscrupulous sellers, they have taken the advantage of this, taking exorbitant rate from the public. So now my suggestion to the government, and more particularly to the Ministry of Health, to closely monitor the situation in the entire country so that sufficient stock is maintained of these three items in all wholesalers and in all retailers, and so that no panic is caused to the buyers, and even then so that no exorbitant prices are taken from the buyers. So the government should take seriously this matter, that it should be available to every nook and corner of our country. So this is my suggestion.
Thank you. ना, जब आप एसोसिएट हो रहे तो बिल्कुल ठीक ही होगा.